Okay, so starting with the tow vehicle, it's a 2022 Armada, Nissan Armada. Very capable, very happy with the tow. We are using the equalizer hitch because it came with the trailer itself. I do think it is the best choice when it comes to the trailer. We have a Blackstone that we have there, and then on Amazon, we picked up the hose here that will connect to the quick connect right there. Just storing my crossbars right there, and then I actually have a duffel bag that I use here inside the Armada, and the Armada has like a sea kayak in there, just quite a bit of stuff in the back there. We don't have we have a kennel back there, so our dog sits back there, and then this duffel right here with our checklist box houses our power or our equalizer hitch. I think that's important because people if you're out in town, can run their knees into the hitch, and that's just a bad thing. I mean, that's you can seriously hurt somebody. So I think taking your hitch off is just a good thing to do every time. I will say also in this video a couple things about quality issues. So let's just get those out of the way right off the bat. When we bought this trailer, we bought it used. It was barely used, like 2 months used, and we had put a deposit on the trailer for $1,000 and was looking at probably about 14 months. Don't take my word for it, but that was what my guess was going to be, was about a 14-month wait to get this from the Airstream factory, which is right down the road from us in Jackson Center, Ohio. And we didn't want to wait that long, so we found this one, and we basically paid the same exact price that we would have paid for a 2023, except we didn't have to wait until 2023. So, it is what it is. Years are important, and we figured another year on the road, camping in a beautiful campground like this right here at Camp Margaritaville in Auburndale, Florida. It's quite the setup here, so I do recommend that. We also have another video about the campground itself, so make sure to check that out. We also have a couple videos that are showing the next two Camp Margaritavilles that we're going to. Just a little aluminum table here that we have. In this front compartment is where I keep the hoses, the electrical cable. I do utilize the 511. I'll open this up. The 511 bags for that. And let me go around the other side because it's that whole one-handed camera type thing. I think it's kind of important, to show you sort of how I have it set up. So we have like a Makita fan. Hopefully you can see that. And also these 511 bags that are really, really nice. If you catch 511 has sales where you can get like 20% off family and friends, and you can put your hoses in there. It kind of keeps them all stored away real nicely. But that's where that stuff goes, is the electric cable, the shore power cable, and also the water hose setup goes in there. Did replace the battery lock on there with a locking lock so that nobody, well, at least least likely to take our batteries out by simply lifting the lid. I had promised that I was going to talk about the quality issues, and so let me go back onto that because I'm jumping around a little bit. So like I said, when we bought this trailer used, the port door inside the unit had some scratches on it, and so I ended up calling Airstream up, and Airstream, I said, hey, just send it to me. And so let me go in here real quick and show you that real quick. I'm going to get these out of the way because I want, in case you check out at some point in time in the video, I do want you to hear about this. And then I'll go back outside and finish up out there. But right here, this window had like scratches on it for some reason from the factory, and so they ended up sending a new one, and I ended up putting that in there. So, and I do want to show you something else that I did with this door. The other quality issue is these drawer faces are really nice. Everything is plywood except they put them together with brad nails, and so these faces here were actually pulling away because they only put this together with 4 brad nails, which was ridiculous. I've since then put I countersunk the holes and put some stainless steel screws, wood screws in there so that they won't rust, and that fixed that issue. So those 2 issues, and then there is a section above the bed that I'll show you, which is just a small amount of trim that's hanging down, and You can't even really see it on the camera because I popped it back up there, but the reason why it was hanging down was because they forgot to put the couple screws in there. So let me go back out here and we'll shut this door, and then I'll continue the walk around. All right, so here on the side compartment, being a twin, you have 2 compartments on each side. Here on the side, I just keep my wheel chocks and also our chair bags and our X chocks, one for each side. And this is a little hint right here. These cheap like Subaru bags or whatever that you can get even like at the grocery store, little canvas bags or plastic bags. I like, you know, anything that can breathe like canvas or whatever, so it doesn't get mildewy in there and that the moisture actually will come out. Those are good to have for your wheel chocks because your pads there, your leveling pads for your stabilizer jacks, not leveling jacks, stabilizer jacks, don't get them confused, they're not for leveling. Those pads can get dirty if you're not on a concrete pad like this, and also your wheel chocks can get dirty. So it's good to put those in a bag like that. That way you don't carry mud into your compartment, and then you can just throw those in the wash or throw them away, really, for that matter, eventually. This does have the tankless water heater, which is nice. Did want to mention that in this rear compartment, this is where we put the sanitary hose, the black water tank hose, and also the leveling thing goes on the transition there, goes on this other compartment. We're utilizing the hose that is expandable, that packs down really nice also, and then the water filter, of course. We had originally bought the 50 amp version of the Power Watchdog for our other trailer, and so I had to end up using an adapter on that, but I am very happy with that product. It works extremely well. Going over here, more of the same. Also our Anderson leveling jacks, where you put them under the tires and then they cam over to level out. Luckily, so far our sights have been really nice and level. I do have a power level or level mate on the other side. Have not calibrated that yet or used it yet. I've just been utilizing the regular level. So out the back here, as you can see, I think we're ready to go inside because we need to keep this video going. Yeah, and then we do like these Helinox chairs. They're nice and lightweight, and they fold up really small. And one of the things with a unless you have a pickup truck, right, that you can put your lawn chairs and stuff in the back, if you're utilizing a SUV like us, you really don't want to put lawn chairs in the back. You're going to be using that space for other things. Let me go ahead and show you, since we do have the power gate here. I know I'm all over the place, but hopefully you find some value in this. In here in the back, as you can see, it's pretty full. We have Chrissy's workstation there, and then some basic tools, also some cleaning supplies, and then Ozzy's kennel. And so when we pull over to get gas or whatever, we just basically open that up and let him out the back, which makes it nice. And it is nice to do it out of the back here because if it is raining, you do have some shelter from the rain as you put him in and out of the vehicle. So that's worked out really nice. All right, let's move into the inside now. And I have had to put like the 409 protectant on all of the windows because they have stuck, just like they tell you that they stick. And here we are, and there's Chrissy.
Hello.
She's doing some last minute cleaning.
Yep.
So
Cleanup
let's start at the front and we'll move our way to the back. So there's Ozzy just chilling out with his alligator. Since we're in Florida, we got him an alligator and he's liking it. We did also get an Echo 5, which makes it nice, and our 5G internet is right there. The dehumidifier, which I highly recommend, that's a Sevon. There is no links below. I'm not an Amazon affiliate, though we did get it off of Amazon. Is working really good, and it is taking quite a bit of moisture out of the interior of the unit. Also right there, I put a RAM mount with a Ring camera, so while we're gone, we can point that down and actually keep an eye on Ozzy if we're going to be gone for an extended length, which is pretty nice. Also, it's a security device because if we see, when we're all gone, if we see motion inside the trailer, then it will obviously show that. And also I can point it towards the hitch, so I can rotate this around, being on a ram mount, and point it towards the hitch, and if somebody's trying to hook up the trailer, it's going to detect that motion also and point it down so you don't get false detections and set your zone. So that's another security. If we're going to be gone for a full day and we're in an area that's not gated like it is now, that would definitely be a consideration. Did have to do some rerouting on the cables a little bit. They were a little bit messy there, so that is another quality issue that I kind of forgot about. We did end up getting rid of the Blu-ray player because we just don't want to carry Blu-rays with us, and put a Apple TV in there, and I'll show you that in a second, along with a ring enabled smoke detector up there, so that way we'll be alerted if there is smoke ever in the unit. Maybe we're close by, it would actually make a difference. In here we obviously have your closet, we have some nice wood hangers that we put in there, and one of the things I want to show you, I think is really one of the best choices when it comes to storage, is these cloth bins, so that they can kind of compress against each other. They work out really good. We got these at Aldi's, believe it or not, and they're kind of hard to find. They're seasonal, obviously, like most things at Aldi's, but you can find these other places, and I highly recommend those. Those are awesome for storage and keeping things. And being that they're not hard plastic, they're not going to want to, you know, they're felt or velvet or whatever, you know. And I think they're actually kind of water resistant too. So some of the other areas where we have drinks and stuff in the kitchen, it won't spill all the way down if you have that. So, all right, moving forward. Turn that overhead light on, please, babe. Ceiling. There you go. Cool. One of the things in these units, and I'll just brag about it, even though I know you're going to see the walkthrough video maybe at the Colonial Airstream there, is that they do a really nice job in the lighting in these units. I mean, there's just so much light, and I think it really does add to the spaciousness of the unit. As you can see, I mean, it just has a really open feel. It's a 23-foot trailer, and some people that own fifth wheels are probably like, wow, I couldn't live full time in that space. We're putting that to the test because we're on the road for over 30 days, and we're going to be down in Camp Golf, and there'll be a video coming along with our experience living in this for 30 days down in Camp Golf as well. So definitely be looking for that. I'm not really going to talk about storage, stuff like that. Like I said, Colonial Airstream does an excellent job of that. I do want to show you this. So one of the things that I did up here that I wanted to do was I put the Apple TV. The way that I mounted all this down was with industrial strength double-sided Velcro. It is not going anywhere. I actually lined this upper top shelf here with the male portion, or the hooked version of the Velcro, and then here I put our Ring doorbell. We don't have it on there right now, but it will go on the outside, especially for, like I said, a lower security area. If somebody wants to steal it, then so be it. That's going to suck, but obviously I'd rather have the camera, and also it's just one of those extra devices there that may deter somebody. So Apple TV in there, plugs right in. All you got to do is get rid of the DVD player that went in this location. I'm sure there'll be something that will come along someday that will fill this other space over here. That is the Ring device, and like I said, I put double-sided Velcro through the whole shelf, and then each item I can basically, that's just the cover for the Fusion there. In fact, I can just put that right there. So this is the Ring. This is the Makita charger, and so we use a Makita vacuum, and we have a lot of Makita products that we use, including our Impact and stuff like that. So it's nice to have a rechargeable tools, you know, with you. And I don't carry a whole bunch of stuff because I do try to be smart about the weight, but that is one item that I do want to have with me, and also the vacuum being rechargeable. We ended up getting a what am I trying to think of? Okay, I'll think of it here in a second. A Dyson, there you go. A Dyson handheld vac, and it was terrible. It definitely was not worth the $400 for a hand vac that it was, and it absolutely was terrible. The Makita vacs work very, very good. The handheld, like dustbuster style vacuums. All right, so moving on, and just over here is more of those bins that we were talking about. Just kind of wanted to show you their application. I did buy like a manual level. As you can see, all the stuff's kind of up there. It's not looking the best right now, but yeah, she's got it up in there, and it would be better for travel mode. But we normally have it all organized, but you know, why get too organized being that we're going to head down the road. This is a portable ice maker, and we do a lot of most of the cooking so far has been out on the Blackstone, so we can put this on the countertop, on the stovetop, but we would just move that over if we needed to get the stovetop in use because of bad weather. Luckily, we've had some really great weather. That is the Keurig. I always say Keurig, like Coolip, trying to be funny. But anyways, the Keurig Mini, and that thing is awesome. So basically, this just comes out. You got your normal K-cups. Put your cup in there. However much water you put in the back. Highly recommend that, because one of the cool things is I looked for a coffee cup over and over again, or a coffee maker that would fit. It actually fits right there on the left in this drawer. So we just we have some stuff put away that would normally be up in the cabinets, but right there it just fits right in there. So that way your coffee maker will travel well. The ice maker, when we are traveling, where it goes is real easily. We put in the sink, we put a towel, put the ice maker in there, turn this to the side, and put actually this. These are cool. I never had seen these before. I wish I would have known about this sooner with previous camping adventures, because it's something that just goes over your sink there. Get them on Amazon, and then they just roll up, and also it acts like a bumper for the ice maker as we're going down the road. But you can do your dishes and then just have them drain and dry right there without having an actual rack. So and then you just roll it up when you're not using it. So that works out extremely well. We have some fake plants in there, and fake plants over there. And let me move on into the bathroom. There's a few things in here and a couple storage considerations. Oh, let me tell you one other thing that's not the best is the pantry. It's very handy. I like it. It's good use of space. However, these racks will come off the hooks very easily as you're going down the road, no matter if you have weight on these or not. So I'm going to utilize some zip ties and zip tie those around, and hopefully that will keep them from popping off the hooks. I know it's good that they make them adjustable, but unfortunately they are not staying in place as we're bouncing down the road, which, you know, that's kind of understandable, right? But they should have came up with some type of latch or something on top of the hook, would be my suggestion, Airstream, if you're listening, on top of this that you could turn to basically lock that down in place. A zip tie will work just as well. They have some good storage right here in the top, and then moving into the bathroom. So going into the bathroom here, you have your mirror that goes off to the side. Did buy like a little soap dispenser there, little slimline trash can that goes there, and when that's not being utilized, we just lay it right there on the floor and throw the rug over it. Have the Chanel rug, which makes it very comfortable when you're getting out and in the shower, and also will absorb the your feet and stuff as you get out of the shower. Here in the shower, did the typical thing, bought the tiki mat, or the teak wood, that is, not tiki mat, teak, I got tiki bar on my mind. Teak wood mat in there. That's not cheap, but it's nice. I mean, it really does add an extra amount of quality to the bathroom. Also put the Amazon special soap dispenser, which is working really nice. The conditioner was a little bit thick, but I added some water to it and mixed it up, and now it's working just fine. So if you had that problem, that would be a solution for you. And I put the Ring keypad right here. Also a motion sensor right here, so if somebody does come in, it's going to pick them up immediately. And also, you might be thinking like, well, what about if somebody just hooks your trailer up? So if we're in that condition, in that situation where we are parked somewhere and it's maybe questionable and we're worried, we can always put here, we're going to have like basically like a keychain like type thing that will hang from these hooks, and if these hooks start swaying back and forth, the motion detector is going to pick that up, which is going to set the ring off as well. So multiple things that the ring device is going to do for us. It's going to let us know if we lose internet. It's going to let us know, in that case, it's also going to let us know if we lose power, which is great, especially if we have our pup in here. He went for a 2-mile run this morning, so he's being the perfect little video dog right now and just kind of posing there for us. He's getting ready to take a nap. As you can tell, his eyes are pretty heavy right now, but he's been a great dog here on our trip, as he usually is on our trips. So alrighty, well, I think that might be it. We're 22 minutes into this video. If you've been with us this long, I really appreciate you sticking with me, and I hope this video will give you some ideas, and that really is my motivation. One other thing, I know I was wrapping it up, but this is a Berkey, and that's something new to us also. These filters last for 4 years. This is the travel model, which has good clearance for the cabinets. Highly recommend it. Highly recommend also getting the travel model bag accessory, because it will nest inside each other, and then we put it basically underneath the bed, and that it stores extremely nice that way. And one of the goals that I wanted to do with this, and also we put the spices in here, which works out really good, so you have all your spices in here, is I didn't want it to be where we were adding a bunch of things on the outside. I wanted everything to basically have a place in a cabinet. I didn't want it to look gaudy. I didn't want to just start adding stuff in widgets and knickknacks everywhere, inside the trailer. I think that our decor is going to be very limited as far as what we add to it. We might add, I do want to put a mahi tuna decoration somewhere, so I got to figure out where that's going to be. But other than that, that's probably going to be the limit of what we add to it, and I want it to kind of have that original feel. One of the things too I forgot, and I guess maybe because it was down low, was the mats here that you see. And I promised that I would talk about how I modified that door. So these mats are anti-fatigue mats. The floor in a Globetrotter is really nice. It's this white woven fabric floor, but it does show dirt very easily, and it can easily be wiped up and vacuumed and everything else. But for the amount of years that we are planning on keeping this, these anti-fatigue mats, we had to kind of piece them together a little bit, which it'd been nice if it was all one piece. But yeah, they work really good, because they do not. You can wipe them down. They're not allowing the carpet to get dirty, and also they have a little bit of like sponge because they're anti-fatigue mats. Now, one of the problems though, that I don't know why I didn't think about it, and actually I'll show you one more thing too. See this right here? This is another Airstream item, and if anybody that knows anybody at Airstream or whatever, they need to pass this on, or maybe I will at some point in time in the future. This is a magnetic door catch that holds the door, and it looks nice and absolutely necessary, because when you have this door and you open it up, it literally will hit that handle right there. That's what stops it, is that handle against the door, and that's terrible design flaw in my opinion. I mean, I'm not trying to beat them up or anything, but yeah, they should have put a door stop, and to me, that's the perfect door stop right there. When you're level, you don't really need it to be magnetic. It's just a secondary thing, but yeah, they needed to put that on there. So one of the things down here is the anti-fatigue mats would not allow the door to open, because the door normally goes way further to the ground. In my opinion, the door should have been made this way in the first place. Let's get down. Down. So, in my opinion, this should have been this way in the first place, and I'll tell you why. So, what I did is I took a laminate blade on my circular saw and then made a nice fence. I won't tell you how to do carpentry, because I am not a finished carpenter by any means, but this is basic stuff, which is undercutting a door. I ended up putting aluminum, I think it was 1 inch, And as you can see, I basically just doubled it up and then used some stainless steel screws underneath to screw it into the door, the bottom of the door. I sealed the bottom of the door with some polyurethane to make sure it was sealed really good, so that way the wood wouldn't try to wick moisture or try to warp over time. One of the things that Airstream's really proud of is the fact that they have all their wood ends covered. They brag about that, whether it's stained or actually has Formica on it. True laminate. There's no stickers or anything else like that, and there's no pressed wood in an Airstream. It's all plywood, or at least no main structures that's pressed wood. So this should have been this way in the first place, in my opinion, even though I kind of understand for look purposes maybe it's not as good to have it this way. But when you have the exhaust fan on up here to pull moisture out of the bathroom, it's really good to have a fresh inlet if you don't have the window open. And so that is a good way for that air to be drawn down from the bottom, fresh air, and then drawn inside to the bathroom. And then it goes, they did make this nice upper portion here to allow the air to be pulled out of there by the fan in the exhaust mode. So yeah, dual purpose, allowed the anti-fatigue mats to actually function with the door, and then also allows for additional air to be pulled into the bathroom to get rid of the steamy air or stale air. So alright, I will wrap it up now. So that is it. That is the walkthrough of our video. I hope you liked it. Hope it gives you some inspiration and some ideas about how maybe you might want to set up your Airstream or your, more specifically, 23 foot Globetrotter. Everybody be safe, and definitely look for more videos as we publish videos more recently all the time. Make sure to like this video if you liked it, and definitely make sure to subscribe. We always appreciate that. Everyone be safe.